Not only you are going to have this accomplishment at the beginning of this week, which is most certainly and most importantly going to surprise you. This accomplishment is to do with something, that you've been working on, something that you've put so much of your precious energy towards, and something that you completely forgot about whatsoever. So it's to do with something that was going on like a while back in your life. But however, this accomplishment is going to come as such a nice, gorgeous, lovely surprise. Why? Not only this is like great because it's gonna come at a time when you kind of least expected it whatsoever, but at the same time it's more about how good you're gonna feel about yourself. Why? Because some kind of a great skill of yours is going to be highlighted. This is something that you must not ignore whatsoever. This great skill is a part of who you are. This great skill is like so unique to you, and this great skill is gonna be keep on coming back and keep on bouncing back into your life until you realize the importance of it. This is greatly connected to your spiritual journey, but it's also a big, huge, enormous part of your destiny, which means it's like a vessel that you cannot navigate against throughout this spiritual journey. It's a vessel that you need to notice and start using, because this in itself is really going to lead towards the point in your life where something is going to become like in such a great demand that you've been working on, that you are that it's like that you're working on, that it's like the part of your great skill, something to do with that. It's gonna become in a great demand later on. Whether this is gonna become like some kind of amazing successful business, or whether this is gonna be something that you're gonna be putting so much of your energy towards like further and further and further, and you are gonna create something absolutely mind-blowing. Well, the bottom line is, however this is gonna happen, whichever path this is going to take in itself, it is gonna work towards the great, amazing, mind-blowing destination where you are gonna end up like with something that you created yourself, completely unique to you, and also at the same time something which is going to change the whole balance in your life, like both financially and both spiritually. This is like pretty much something which is going to take you away from where you are right now and show you the way, show you a different way. Because you will see, my gorgeous Scorpione, what's very interesting at this stage of your spiritual journey, that all this, it's gonna like kind of make you aware of the fact that you are finding yourself on a certain crossroads. There is so much that is gonna become attractive to you throughout this week. There are certain realizations, there are certain ideas that you're gonna have, which you are gonna literally surprise yourself. But this is a great sign that you've been through something very, very difficult, a very, very heavy lately, and karmically that has come to an end, which in itself brought the end of the cycle. Wherever there is the end of a cycle, there is also the new beginning. So this is all part of your new beginning, my gorgeous Scorpione, indeed. So it's not only about the accomplishment, it's not only about an amazing great skill that is going to be highlighted, and it's more important than you can possibly imagine, because this is the part of your destiny. And this in itself, it's really gonna be like a very much so nice, a gorgeous, like out of this world surprise, because as I said, and I've said so many times, it's gonna happen spontaneously and you did not expect this whatsoever. In fact, even before that, something is gonna be on your mind mind and you're gonna be worrying about a certain stress that you're going through at the moment, certain problem, it's gonna take almost the better of you at the beginning of this week. So this is something that you're gonna be worrying about a little bit, stressing about, and then suddenly you're gonna become aware of this accomplishment. It's brilliant, because the more stressed and more negative and more worried you feel at the beginning of this week, the more enlightened you are going to come out to be as soon as you become aware of this accomplishment. So this is why it's important in terms of energy. You know, I know it sounds really weird, but sometimes the more we feel down and the more we feel low, it's a great indication and sign that that's how enlightened and heightened we are actually going to feel as soon as we become aware of what this accomplishment is actually going to be. This accomplishment, it's going to show you the way. This skill of yours is going to show you the way. And if it's the most weirdest thing in this world, so be it. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. This is where we are so similar, you know, the spirits, you know, and souls, we are so similar, but yet again we are so completely different. And this is something that makes you different. This is something that makes you uniquely you. It doesn't matter whether this is something bizarre, strange, something spiritual, or something super professional. It doesn't really mind, because this is only the path that's required from you to take, which is going to take you to your sacred destination. Already by the end of November 2023, yes, I said November, already by the end of November 2023, you're gonna become aware of like a very interesting opportunities and events that you are gonna need to attend, you are gonna need to be part of. This is all starting the process of preparation, which is greatly going to prepare you mentally, spiritually, financially, and in every single possible way. So this is why this is so important. Let me tell you one more thing. The month of November 2023 is literally going to change your life, but this is the beginning. Now it's all down to you. It's all up to you. You're going to be provided with this spiritual key, my gorgeous Scorpioni, but only you can unlock this door. So the more open-minded you are throughout this week, the more successful you are going to be. The more brave you are throughout this week, the greater outcome you're actually going to have. Do not ignore like the really interesting realizations you're going to have and the ideas you're going to have throughout this week. But there is one specific idea which you are going to have right at the beginning of this week. One specific idea which is going to come as soon as you become aware of this, like kind of like a really nice, gorgeous surprise. So first of all, accomplishment, then the great skill is highlighted. This is all going to lead towards you having such an amazing, gorgeous surprise. And it's bringing the whole new initiative into your life. It's bringing a very interesting possibility into your life. It's also at the same time something that you dreamt of for so long, something that you dreamt about for so long. You will know there is a very strong connection to it as well, because you're going to be able to recognize the elements of yourself here, which is going to point out towards some kind of a dream that you had for such a long time. And although that may not be obvious to start with, but as the time goes by, every single step of the way, you are going to have so many moments like throughout this week of this deja vu. Do you know what I mean? It's just so important indeed. And also there are going to be some mind-blowing big mama signs you're going to have in the form of a fish. The sign is going to come in the form of a fish. Maybe you're going to see a few different fishes, you know. No, it's not fishes, isn't it? It's fish, really. You don't say fishes, fish. Maybe you're going to see a few different types of fish. Do you know what I mean? There's no need to say fishes. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just talking, I'm just arguing with myself at this moment in time about an English grammar. Okay, so it's like basically, yeah, you're going to notice like some kind of a sign, like a fish. And if you're lucky enough to notice like a few different types of fish, or maybe just one fish, maybe you're going to be on the beach, maybe you're going to be on the sea somewhere and you're gonna see it. Maybe you're gonna be by the river and then you're gonna see like some kind of unusual fish, you know. Maybe you're gonna be by the some kind of lake and you're gonna see some kind of fish. Maybe you're gonna be like doing shopping and then suddenly you notice frozen fish or something. You know, this can come in so many different ways, but that there's some kind of a fish is most certainly going to get your attention. Something unusual is going to happen when it comes to that particular fish, in whichever form this comes, in whichever forms this happen, in whichever forms this manifest. Whether you're gonna see a fish maybe on the TV, on an internet, alive while you're shopping, it doesn't really matter. You will know, oh my God, it's my sign. And as soon as you see that fish, this is your sign that there was something that you were thinking about earlier on that day, and it's so important, it's crucially important for you to not to ignore this, to not to forget about it. This is going to be a reminder to not to forget about what you were thinking about earlier on within that particular day. And it's just so important. It's necessary for your own breakthrough, but you just need a bit of like a big mama bravery, you know. Like, I know that your friend, somebody very close to you, it's going to play an important role when it comes to you coming out of it later on, when it comes to you getting a bravery to actually do this. So that fish is going to be a reminder to like kind of remember what was on your mind within that day. At around the morning you were thinking about something, but then again you're very so close, like unfortunately sadly, to forgetting it, only because you were put off, just because you still need a little bit of courage. So this fish is reminding you to have a courage. This is also going to be a sign to pay attention to what was on your mind within that particular day earlier on. Indeed. So like, oh my God, my gorgeous Scorpione, crazy in a good way. So going back to the happy surprise at the beginning of this week, sorry, it's really confusing, isn't it? Because I go from one thing to another as usually I do. I'm so sorry, when my kid is probably like thinking like, what is he talking about? Yeah, but yeah, so basically, so you're gonna have this like a nice surprise with that accomplishment where you're gonna recognize your great skill. I know I said it 5 million times, but it's important to get stuck at the back of your subconscious mind. Even if you hate me saying it so many times, it is so important. This is gonna lead towards you having a new idea that you're gonna become so curious about. And this new idea, it's also like kind of going to be connected to the new ways of communicating, and it's also going to bring so much of a mental and spiritual energy into your life. It's going to make you stressless, stressless, whatever. It's going to make you restless, you know, but in a good way, because you're not going to be able to stop thinking about this idea whatsoever. And within just one day, you are already going to know which steps do you need to take. And this is so important, because that in itself, it's gonna kind of really within just one day, you're gonna be able to get a bigger picture here, and you're gonna realize, oh my God, that you have overcome you overcame something really, really difficult, and you are doing right now, which you would be worried to do normally so much. And this is going to be a sign and indication that, oh my God, something is changing, and you're going to love this about yourself. You know, it's your own personal progress of evolution. And at the same time, you know, you are going to realize also that you lost your way just a little bit within the last few months, only because you had so much on your back, only because you've been dealing with one specific burden, something very bad and something very toxic, you know, something that was also creating extra responsibility when you didn't need to have extra responsibility, and a hard work as well. And it was preventing you from completing the certain stage of your spiritual journey. It was preventing you from completing a certain cycle, and it was affecting your courage as well. So of course that this is something really dangerous, bad and toxic and negative that is indeed going to come to an end, which is absolutely brilliant. Okay, by the time you get to the mid part of this week, you know, it's like fantastic, because you are gonna really feel so much love and harmony in between you and somebody else. You know, it's about reconnecting with somebody. Maybe you had like you know, you are going to learn so much to this person, because I think it's somebody beautiful, somebody gorgeous, somebody really nice, and somebody who you have probably lost a touch with, you know, or you lost a contact with this person, or there could have been some kind of argument in between you and that person. There could have been some kind of disagreement with that in between you and that person that left a bit of a bitter taste in your both mouths, you know, and so there was a disconnection. Yes, there was a disconnection in between you and somebody else, and now you're about to reconnect with that person, and this is gonna mean to both of you so much. This is beautiful. You're gonna realize how much the certain people mean to you in your life. You're gonna love like people in your life even more, even further. This is going to show you the importance of the right people in your spiritual journey, and it's also going to show you how non-important and how insignificant are those people who mean nothing to us in this spiritual journey. In whichever way you look at it, you're a winner here, because on one hand you're going to reconnect with the people in your life, with the precious people in your life, through this person, through this situation, but then on another hand you're also going to cut the ties and cut the cords with the people who are sucking you dry and draining your energy, like the people who you give like so much more importance to than what they should have it, you know, people who mean nothing to you, but they just talk absolute nonsense, and they are just too dark, and they're so easily misled by the TV and things like that. You know what I mean? It's like, bye darling, bye darling, bye darling, see you later alligator, never come back again, bye. No, I'm just joking. No, it's like basically, you know, sometimes, you know, the people are like, there are soulless people, and there are people who are like very spiritual, like we are, for example, but there are lots of soulless people on this spiritual journey, and the soulless people are really easily to manipulate, and they're horrible, and they're manipulated by the people who people don't even know, like the TV and things like that. You know, the soulless people just follow, that's what they said, that's what they said, that's what they said. These are soulless people, do you know what I mean? And you're not soulless, because you're Scorpioni, you're full of soul, you're full of life, you're full of spirit, my gorgeous Scorpioni. So this is why this is going to be so important. So not only that this connection, it's going to be you reconnecting with somebody specific here, it's going to mean to you so much, but you're also going to learn a great deal about yourself as well. And also, you know, in the future you will know that, you know, maybe you in the future you will know that maybe with a certain people you will just need to rethink your approach if you want to say something, or if you feel like people are kind of unwell, if you feel people are taking something out on you and you're not prepared for this, and then you bite back, you know. Sometimes we just need to take things, you know. And I'm not saying that we should allow people to be rude, but sometimes people don't mean to be rude to us directly. They're dealing with something really nasty, really negative, really horrible, which was the case here, and someone was probably pretty much a little bit rude to you, but then at the same time it had nothing to do with you. It's something that you shouldn't take personal, because this is also going to become obvious why that person has acted in this particular way and things like that as well. So this is why this is so important, because it is going to be very positive when it comes to you building your character, building your strength, and realizing like something invaluable on this spiritual journey and being able to move on. So it's all about rethinking your approach when it comes to like you know, talking to the certain people or responding to the certain people in general. So this is why this is actually going to be so important. And you know what? Also at around the midweek, there is you know, you're gonna realize that there is a resistance to change that you've actually had, and you're gonna realize exactly why did you have resistance to change. And you're also gonna realize, well, now it's time to break a cycle when it comes to some kind of a negative phase in your life. And this is gonna come with you a kind of starting to also realize a new feelings when it comes to your personal beliefs, you know. You're going to start feeling freedom like never before, and you're going to start realizing the power, the actual power of going against the grains. Okay, this is important. This is important because you're gonna realize maybe you were foolish for the last few months, but now you are growing, my gorgeous Scorpione. So this is why this is so important indeed. And also there is somebody at around the midweek, some kind of weird, bizarre Lala, some dark Lala, one of those people who mean nothing to you. Somebody's gonna like kind of like have a conversation with you. Someone is going to tell you something, and then you're going to realize how narrow-minded that person is and how narrow-minded certain people can actually be. But it's not about that. This in itself, it's really kind of going to make you aware of the fact that how clever you are, how intelligent you are, and this is going to confirm to you which change and alteration do you need to make. Not only that, but it's going to give you a clear idea how to do this, and that obstacle was really affecting you for the last 4 months. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Scorpione, you are going to like, oh my God, do you know what? You're gonna like kind of look at someone who's very responsible, and somebody who's very creative. This man, somebody who's very responsible and creative, somebody who's very smart, somebody who's very clever, somebody who's also very spiritual, somebody who's like a really kind of artistic as well, and somebody who's like a considerate person as well, somebody who's very generous. This particular person you are gonna be inspired by when it comes to you understanding that there is some kind of opportunity that is gonna come to you, that is coming to you through that person. You're gonna realize, oh my God, I have got like some kind of opportunity, you know, and this is gonna put you in a mode of like, oh my God, contemplation, and you're gonna find yourself like a little bit disconnected, just a little bit, but this disconnection is ever so important when it comes to you benefiting from that particular energy, when it comes to knowing exactly what do you need to reevaluate in your life and why you're actually feeling like this, because this is gonna come completely out of the blue, and it's gonna require from you to make a certain move that you would be like, no baby, no, but now you're gonna understand the power of making that certain move at this stage of your life. It's about you being a leader, and it's about you doing something that you could have only dreamed of, that you're able to do this, something that you were hopeless about, that you felt hopeless about, and this was really kind of creating self-limiting beliefs. Your inner critic was like, oh my God, screaming, you know, for a while, and this is going to help you to release negative thoughts, and it's going to help you to open to new perspectives, you know, especially when it comes to self-acceptance, and especially when it comes to your freedom. You're going to realize like, oh my God, now it's time for action. And not only that, this is bringing clarity in itself, especially when it comes to what you're going to discover only a few days after that moment in time. What are you going to discover just by you being free, just by you following your free spirit, and just by you following the need and a sudden urge to explore? Pay attention to it, because it's going to lead you towards a limitless opportunities that everybody in your life, everybody's gonna be able to benefit from. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpione, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending the brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.